Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hunter Starcraft cast. Today I'm going to be casting a game that I played on the ladder. It is a PvP, and I also don't want to cast a Masters game because I'm trying out a new replay software. It's got this little thing over here that I don't like so much, but I couldn't figure out a way to get rid of it. The thing about this is that it enables me to look at the description of the stuff, and I need that because I'm not, an expert. Now this guy was playing random, so as always I ask what race are you, and if they're nice they say what race they are. So he is actually a Protos player. I'll introduce him right now. IOooOI. So I'm going to be calling him Googly Eye. Alright, and down here in the bottom right is me, Hunter, the Protos player. Alright, let's get this thing on the way. So I asked your P because I didn't really know what he meant saying. He said yeah. Now of course I was playing some replays recently that I didn't worker scout, and you know what happened to me? I got destroyed. You know why? Because I had no idea what was coming, and I tried to prepare for it as best as I could, but I just can't do it. I need to worker scout. So here we go. I have my worker coming in, and he's going to scout around the base. Now I'm doing my gas. I have my gateway coming up. And this guy, I see that he went for double gas, which tells me two things. One, he's not going to be able to get his expansion at the exact same time I am. So I already got my probe down here. He's going to be able to get the expansion. If he wants to mine off of these two gas, he will not have enough workers to get the expansion. Now, I also noticed that he doesn't have 3 workers in here, and I don't really notice that he doesn't have 3, but apparently he doesn't have 3. So I also take that into account, thinking, yeah, so he might actually be able to mine from that. But what that still tells me is that he wants to go for a very gas-heavy build. Oh, look at that. I blocked the cyber core by accident. That was pretty good. Good job, probe. Now, I thought that he was gonna, okay, so I actually made a mistake in the game. I thought that this was another gateway, I think, which is why I was preparing a little bit for a little bit of an early pressure. I think I was, at least. Anyway, my probe was just sitting here trying to deny the expansion, although I don't do a very, very good job at it. That I just don't concentrate on the probe, and he is able to get the expansion down at that. So our cybernetics cores are about to finish for both of us. We got them down at roughly the same time. He got his down a little bit earlier than mine, which is surprising considering that my probe already blocked it, and I got my zealot out here. I do find it's very useful to get the zealot out, just because my stalker is only delayed by a little bit. As you'll see, I queue the stalker up as soon as I can, I think, or as soon as I start paying attention. Maybe I'm down here right now. I don't know where I am. Come on, queue up the stalker. Anyway, in theory, the stalker shouldn't be delayed that much, and I still got. Oh, I'm here with my probe. So in theory, the stalker shouldn't get delayed that much, and I also got the zealot out to tank some damage, just in case. It's very useful to have zealots in the fight. My probe does go down finally, and yes, now I've started the production of my stalker, and something that I've been trying to do that's a little bit better. I am going to be sending the stalker around the map to do some scouting to see what tech he's going to be going for at some point. I got my forge coming up here just because I know that upgrades are not as important. By the way, I noticed that in my last class, and I think I did it again, my audio is a little bit echoey at some points, and that is because I think I'm stroking my chin and it hits my mouth, or I'm moving around, and it's hard for my microphone to pick up on me when I move too much, so I'm trying to stay still, and I'm trying not to touch my face. Anyway, I thought that upgrades weren't so important in a PvP, but I did play some PvPs where the guy had vastly superior upgrades to me, so I just wanted to get the forge out just because, one, it allows me to get cannons if the guy ever tries to go for oracles. You see he's got a Stargate here, so he's going to try and go for oracles. And two, it gives me a little bit of weight to get some upgrades going, even though they're not so important in PvP. Now, my stalker is here. I don't set him in just yet, just because I'm not a Masters player, so I'm doing some stuff here, macroing up, adding on additional gateways. You know, as you do. I got my other stalker out here just in case he tries to send anything to scout, maybe an adept or something. My stalker will be able to deal with it. And now I see immediately 2 robos, and what this tells me is that he's going to be going for a lot of immortals. Clearly this is a Protoss player who was like, hey, Protoss love making stalkers. So, unfortunately I do let my stalker get surrounded here, and it will die. We won't have to talk about that. Anyway, I know that he's going to be going for a large amount of immortals, and I also know that he's going to be going for an oracle, just because that's the standard thing. So I decided not to go for the oracle. I do start production on immortal, and I know that this guy wants to go for immortals a lot because he knows that immortals are very good against stalkers, and for some reason he thinks that he'll be able to destroy any Protoss players because they all go for stalkers. Now this stasis ward does mess me up in a little bit of a skirmish I try to pull here, because I know that he will be able to get a lot more immortals out than I am, so I gotta hit fast and hard. So I'm gonna warp in a little bit of stuff and then try and do a little bit of an attack. But this stasis ward traps 1 stalker, and at this stage, if once one of my stalkers get caught, that means 1, this Oracle may have free reign depending on whether or not I have another stalker, and 2, he just has more stuff than me, including the shield batteries, which basically makes his stuff immortal. Ah, you see what I did there? Immortal. Anyway, I know that he's going for immortal, so what do? Double Stargrade. Now, I know what you're thinking, and this is what I used to think. I used to hate people who go Mass Void Rays. I think it's stupid. Husky Starcraft made an entire video about how going Mass Void Rays is very, very dumb, and I agree. They are very easily countered, and they're not the best. But if my opponent is going for a lot of immortals, as I saw, all of a sudden, double Stargate for going for a lot of Void Rays doesn't seem so bad. Now, of course, I'm not a doof. I'm not going to go for all Mass Void Rays, because that will still be easily countered. He does have an observer going here, so he's probably going to see this, which I did not know about. So I'm not going to be going pure Mass Void Rays. I also get some charge lots. See, the Stasis Ward traps my stalker, and I do not have another one. So he's got 2 oracles. He will make quick works of my zealots, and my immortal is just gonna, it's a disaster. And I stay here longer than I should. I should already hightail it out of here. I thought maybe I could do something, but no, I couldn't. So I just run for my dear little life. And my immortal, I don't think makes it home. And my stalker definitely doesn't make it home. There's an immortal standing here, like in front of me. Yeah, my immortal's not gonna make it home. And I warped in some stuff trying to get a hold here. It doesn't work out. Well, I mean, thank God he doesn't attack for a while now. If you'll see, if he had attacked right then, it might have been done for me. But as I previously said, I'm not a Masters player, so I'm not going up against a Masters player. So I have a little bit of time. Also, 2 Void Rays just popped out, and I got another one coming, which will make 3 Void Rays will be able to handle 3 stalkers, and then the immortal won't do a thing, and then these oracles also won't do a thing. He sends these oracles over here, trying to make a little bit of a flank. I think he does, and I don't know why it doesn't register, but I think I lose all my workers, and I never get the warning. I never, ever, ever get the warning, and I don't know why. And then eventually I come back to this base, they're all gone. I promise you guys, I never, ever, ever get the warning that all my workers are under attack right now. Look, I just don't do anything, and then I send these guys back, and it's like, I don't know why I never got the warning. Forget it. It's not important. But anyway, at some point I come back and I'm like, oh my god, where are all my workers? And then I assume, alright, either it glitched out, which I now have confirmation it did glitch out, or I just transferred all of my workers from my natural base down to here without even realizing it. And I knew that that might not be like the best idea because, you know, some of them would have been in gas and there would have been some remainders, but apparently not. So he feels very, very comfortable about the position he is in. He's going to go ahead and triple expand, or at least attempt to triple expand. Which is good for me, because if he just mass spent all his money on an army right now, I probably would lose. And remember, my Void Rays are released, are like, they have been scouted. He knows that they exist. Let's see if that observer did not ever see my double Stargate, so now he knows about it. And I got the upgrade for ship weapons coming, and he's still pumping out these immortals. He is determined to make this thing work, which I'm very thankful of. If you'll take a look, I got my own observer chilling out over here. And now I decide to go for a skirmish, because I'm pretty sure I do know about this base up here. I don't. So, alright, so I'm just going to try and go for a little skirmish. Let's see how it works out for me. I don't, yeah, I don't think that this is going to be able to work out for me. If you look, the amount of stalkers he has, well, actually, it might work out for me. And the Stasis War is about to finish, so that's very good for me. If you'll see, I tell my observer to rejoin my army, and yeah, charge lots on top of his army, and I'm pretty sure... Yeah, this is so far it's going great, but then he goes into the choke point, so my charge lots don't do anything. And I tried to use, I don't want my Void Rays focusing down oracles. It's not what you want. So I attempt to do some stuff. It doesn't work out. In the end, I have to run away. I'm going to have to run away. I do get the pylon, so that's very good. And I try to run away. A lot of my Void Rays did not respond to the running away call, so I just mass recall this one, and this one's able to run away. Goodbye. Mass recall over there. I got an observer over there. And now what I'm going to try and start to do is I've experienced having more money than I can deal with, and I've decided that it's better to have like a little bit over the top production facilities than it is to have a little bit under production facilities, because in the end of the day, having one more gateway or one more robo isn't going to hurt you, but having one less robo than you need is a big problem. Now, you'll see I'm starting to hover a lot of gas, so I decided to go for a Templar Archives, not for Storm, which wouldn't be very useful considering his main army consists of Immortals and Colossus and soon to be a lot of Sky Toss because of the double Stargate over here. I decided to go for the High Templar to get those Archons down. Now, if you'll see, I also am researching Blink right now, and I want to check out the APM. So, my APM is very high this game, actually. I'm very happy about that. It's in the hundreds. Normally, it's like, it doesn't even scrap the 70s. So I'm happy about that. Wait, was that the average? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ah, yes. Average is 67. Okay, fine. Fine. So, yeah. My current APM standard is still... Alright, now I just got very depressed. But whatever. Anyway, I start to pump out this Oracle over here just because I feel like he has like some zealots or something along those lines that this Oracle will be used. Oh, right, yes, I want to go for a harassment with this Oracle. As you can see, my Voidray is coming out normally. And I am on 3 base. He is on 4 base. But remember, one of the bases he's not running gas, and the other base he doesn't even have gas, and he has a lot of minerals, essentially, is what I'm saying. He's got a lot of minerals. He has a very, very balanced situation, but if you look, the army supply, he is, well, I am drastically winning, but he is drastically winning on the workers supply, which is not something that usually happens for me. I mean, maybe it does, I just don't realize it, but I try to be a macro player. I feel like I don't like skirmishes. I am trying to get better at them. You've seen me do good skirmishes today. Well, not good skirmishes, but attempt to get better at skirmishes today. And I'm trying to get better at them. It's not my best. Normally, the way I like to play Starcraft is just macro up, get a massive army, fend off any counterattack that might come my way, and then just win the final battle. Now, he is going to try and triple pump carriers right now, which might be a problem for me. But, you know, actually, you know, enough Voidrays. Might do just fine. And I'm going to begin production on those Archons, because as you can see, I have much more gas than I have minerals, and Archons are a very, very good answer. So I'm going to head over here and start killing workers, as you do. And since he's got this little truck one over here, it takes some time for his stalkers, but then I run straight into the cannons and lose my own. Now, if you look at the workers killed, he's killed 19 of my workers, I've only killed 9. So okay, he's got a 10 worker killed lead, but I'm still okay with that. If you'll see, worker supply is actually getting a little bit more even. He's only up by 10 workers, which at this level of play is not gonna do much. Now you can see again, I have a lot more production facilities than he has, just because, well, no, he has a lot more Stargates than I have, which, I mean, I know I went for double Stargate in the beginning, guys, but don't go for mass air. It very rarely works out in your favor. A person with good micro and good macro will just be able to remax a lot. Here we go, Archon time. I don't like going for mass air, but remember, I saw double robo very early on in the beginning, so yeah, I pretty much have to counter that with mass air. Also, mass air is very slow, especially for Protoss. I mean, maybe for Zerg, Brutalisk are a lot faster, but then again, Broodlords are a lot slower. Don't go mass air, that's all I'm trying to say. I don't like mass air. Battle cruisers, I know Falcon Paladin loves to watch them, but don't just, it's not gonna, it rarely works out in your favor. Sometimes it does if you're able to surprise him and you have such a big lead in workers and army. Yeah, if it's a perfect game, you'll crush. But other than that, at least I know if I scouted and I saw that my opponent was going for a lot of battle cruisers, I would instantly go for mass blink stalkers and just and a lot of Voidrays and just wreck him. That's at least my experience. That's what I normally do. He's got his observers moving out. This one is queued up to go. Let me guess, to my army? No. Alright, I don't know. It's not important. As you can see, I'm not the best at keeping track of all my production facilities, especially not warp gates. You'll see the Stargates and the Robo are set up a little bit neater, but I mean, warp gates, it's a hotkey W, so why would I set them up neat? I could warp them in at any pylon. So anyway, he's got 4 carriers, and this is my army. Now, personally, and if you look at the charts, I have a better army, a bigger army at least. And I am trying to go for what is good against what, which is why I went for the double Stargate against the Immortals. I can't stress that enough. The only reason why I went for double Stargate was because I saw the double Robos. Anyway, he supply block and he wasted a Chrono Boost. Ooh, it hurts. Oh, all Protoss hearts just got very, very sore. So I don't know why he is so intrigued about this base. Yeah, okay. I mean, it'd be useful to put the observers here. Anyway, we see that me and him are both nearing supply cap. I decided to research Storm just because, what else am I going to do with my money? I'm pretty rich. As you can see, I was able to bring down the lead my Vespene gas had over my minerals significantly. Not fully, which is why you still see a large amount of Archons here. I actually love Archons. And personally, in team games, I used to play team games. I hated them so much, but Husky Starcraft always said that he had a lot of fun playing team games. So I was like, I must be doing something wrong. So instead I decided to go for mass something. Don't play it smart like you play the ladder games. Just have a ball and it'll work out. So I said, I don't know, I'll go for mass Archon very early on. And I did, and I wrecked everybody. And something that I learned is that in team games, a lot of people like to go for mass Mutalisks. If you'll see, here we go. Here we go. The battle is about to take place. Armies converging. Anyway, for team games, the Zerg players like to go for mass Mutalisk, and I just like to say I wrecked them. So it was a lot of fun. Woo! Look at that. Mothership down. I was very surprised to see that amount of sky toss, by the way, but you'll see I am able to target fire using my Void Rays. My Archons just try and kill the Interceptors, and they also get obliterated, but look at that. I definitely came out victorious with a good amount of Void Rays, some Stalkers, and a good amount of Immortals left my name. And that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I like how that worked out for me. Double War Prism, don't know what that's gonna do for him. Probably just hit the wrong hotkey and was like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. And he is getting 2 more carriers. They're about to pop now, and I do try, and I decide, yeah, you know what, I gotta destroy this base. So I'm gonna let these carriers finish, just because I'm a nice guy. And I have more reinforcements. Something that's very important when you're attacking, guys. You got to queue up reinforcements. I know it's hard. I know you're concentrating on your micro, but you got to queue up reinforcements. This base is just gone. And this guy stationed like mini like hotspots, like here. I don't know why he did this. I actually like it. It seems smart. It seems fun. I don't know how much it ended up working for him, just because that's 300 minerals plus another 300 minerals plus I don't know how much shield batteries cost. Just give me a second. Boom, shield battery, 100 minerals. So that's 300 plus 300 plus, wait, no, that's 300 plus 250, which is a lot of money. So anyway, that's he leaves the game, and I decide to continue massacring stuff just because that is who I am. Now, do you guys know where it went wrong for him? I'll tell you where it went wrong for him. Right here, from the get-go, he went for double Immortals, thinking, and this is something that I see a lot. I also played against a Terran once who clearly played against a Protoss before, went for very, very early Marauders and Cyclones, and the Protoss player went for a lot of Stalkers because a lot of Protosses do. It's basically the new Dragoons. The Dragoons used to be the backbone or the main unit of the Protoss army back in Brood War. Stalkers filled that role. And apparently, Terrans and that Terran and this Protoss don't realize that there are a lot more units in the Protoss arsenal. So he just went for Mass Immortal very early on, and I was like, okay, you're gonna go for Mass Immortal, boom, instantly dropped down these double Stargates plus the Robo, because you always have a Robo and a lot of gateways, and then eventually High Templar just because I needed somewhere to throw my gas. So that's where it went wrong for him. Guys, you have to realize the Protoss does not rely on the Stalker only. The Stalker is great, you could get Blink with it, you could take down Medivacs, they could be super annoying with their Blink, but they are not that good, and they're not the backbone of the economy. You will not be able to get into the late game just by relying on units that are good against Stalkers. Granted, they're very good for rushing, but that Terran player that I told you about, I just warped in like 7 Zealots plus 2 Stalkers to shoot from away, and a Depths to shoot from away too, just because you can't go full melee, and I wrecked the Terran player. So don't just make units early on that are good against Stalkers and expect to win, because you will not. You will not. As you can see, yay, more reinforcements coming. I just enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun. In the end, you'll see me just kill my own Nexus. It's a glorifying way to do victory. So guys, you gotta understand there are more units in the Protoss arsenal than Stalkers, okay? Okay? Also, I'd like to point out that at the end of the game, I had +3 melee attack, which was I was very happy about that. Anyway, that's all from me, guys. I'm probably not gonna upload this today. I'm probably gonna upload it like on at a later date. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.